Most of us spend every day trying to make healthy choices, but sometimes peer pressure or the thought of being cool takes over us. Today I will be discussing about an important topic in today's society: tobacco, more specifically, cigarettes. A cigarette is a thin cylinder of finely cut tobacco rolled in paper for smoking. This, however, doesn't protect you from any of the harmful toxins because no matter how you smoke it, tobacco is dangerous to your health. The website Healthline states that there are no safe substances in any tobacco products, from acetone and tar to nicotine and carbon monoxide. Some cigarette ingredients include nicotine, tar, and carbon monoxide, as well as formaldehyde, ammonia, hydrogen cyanide, arsenic, and DDT. Cigarette smoke contains over 4,000 chemicals, including 6 known cancer-causing compounds and 400 other toxins. Cigarette smoke contains the same chemicals used in rat poison, toilet bowl cleaner, and dead frog preserver. It can also be used to make insecticides. Smoking is a preventable cause of death and is responsible for 1 in 5 deaths. The number of people who die each day from smoking-related disease could fill 3 jumbo jets. Many of the things people who smoke are susceptible to are emphysema, chronic bronchitis, COPD, and lung cancer, diabetes 2, heart disease, and poor circulation. Smoking also harms almost every body part. Examples of these are hearing loss, tooth decay, and gum disease. The eyes can get macular degeneration, cataracts, and reduced night vision. While 9 out of 10 who experiment with tobacco becomes addicted, teens are more likely to become addicted, with about 6,000 starting each day. In fact, the majority, being 90% of adults who smoke, started by the age of 18. Both male and females can be harmed by tobacco and its chemicals. Males may suffer from erectile dysfunction and ruin the genetic makeup of sperm. Females may be infertile and have lower estrogen levels as well as hair loss. Being a pregnant smoker can also affect the baby. Smoking while pregnant can cause low birth weight, premature labor, sudden infant death syndrome, and in some circumstances, death. Many people have heard of secondhand smoke, but what most don't know is that it is the 3rd leading cause of preventable death. In fact, no level of secondhand smoke is safe. There is also something known as third-hand smoke, which is where the residue of tobacco smoke is left on surfaces. Examples of surfaces would be used cars, hotel rooms, and carpets. Third-hand smoke can affect non-smokers, but there is still research needed to be done on these effects. On the website cdc.gov, they state that lighting up around your family increases their chances of developing ear infections, asthma, and other breathing complications like coughs, shortness of breath, and even bronchitis. The best thing to do when you see someone smoking is to walk away, but sometimes that is just not an option. If there is someone close to you, you should ask them not to smoke around you, and if they still continue to do so, that is someone you shouldn't be around. If you are out in public and it is a stranger, you could simply ask politely for them not to do, or if they could do it somewhere else that wouldn't affect the people around them. If someone asks you to try it and you don't want to, then say no. If they don't accept it, walk away. Smoking is not cool, and if you know how dangerous it is, why start? If you or someone around you is trying to quit, just remember that if you're smoking to be independent, you're failing. You're doing exactly what someone else wants you to do, this being the tobacco companies. If you find the urge to do so, stop yourself and think, is this really what I want to do? Instead, you can go for a walk, play with your kids, or do whatever you can to keep your mind off of it. Trying just a few cigarettes puts you at risk. Studies show that people who start smoking before the age of 21 have the hardest time quitting because the brain is not fully developed. You can go to www.cdc.gov/tips for assurance that these things can and most likely will happen. You can also call 800-784-8669 if you need help quitting. Yes, it is going to be tough, but if you have peers to help you, it becomes a whole lot easier.
How old were you when you first started smoking?
14,
How long did you smoke for?
37 years,
And you quit when you were how old?
53,
And you have been clear from smoking for how long?
5.5 years.
What did you say was the main reason to make you want to quit?
I thought I was dying. Because I went to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to the hospital, there was nowhere on the property where you're allowed to smoke. So they said I could get a patch if I was while I was there
Mm-hmm.
to take care of the nicotine cravings. So I tried the highest level patch they had, and it worked. It took the craving. And that's actually how I ended up quitting, because I realized that if I could do that and still, because it's not the tar and nicotine that addicts you, that's what kills you.
Mm-hmm.
The nicotine is what addicts you, and that's all I was getting was nicotine.
What would you say is the best thing to come out of non-smoking?
Being able to breathe and being alive for my grandkids. Not being dead now, because I probably would be dead by now if I had not quit.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy with your decision for quitting?
Well, yeah, absolutely, of course. Because you can breathe, you don't wake up coughing every morning, you don't always feel like crap. Being able to all around feel better,
Mm-hmm.
being able to live life again. You don't realize how bad smoking makes you feel until you quit, because it took me 37 years to get to where I was at, so I didn't realize I felt as bad as I did until I quit. That's when you start realizing that, man, I could have felt this good all along.
If you could go back to the day you started, would you change it?
Well, heck yeah. And I tell everybody, all my peers, not to smoke too. And that was one of the biggest problems, was back in the 70s when I was in high school, everybody was trying it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a peer pressure thing. And that's what got me started. But I'm the one who kept doing it. So if I could go back, I would do a lot of things different.
Did you ever have to go to the doctor for smoking or any of the diseases that can cause?
Well, yeah, it was a byproduct of smoking that sent me to the hospital that caused me to quit smoking.
Is there anything that you would say to our generation and the future generations about smoking?
Smoking at first seems very harmless. It seems like something that would never hurt you, because everybody seems to be doing it, whatever. Maybe in your peers there's a lot of people that smoke. It really does seem like a cool thing to do when you're that age, And I don't know about today's generation, but in the 70s, that's the way it was. Everybody that was smoking was in the cool crowd, So at first it does that. It seems harmless. It kind of seems like it's your friend, It's like something you could do to calm down, or it makes you feel good, whatever. But as you grow older, all it does is take you down. It takes your health down. It takes you down mentally. It's something that's harmless. At that age, it turned out to be so deadly and dangerous later on. You don't feel the ill health effects of it when you're young, because you're very resilient. It's not till you start to get into middle age that you realize, well, this smoking's why I'm feeling so bad. Why don't I quit? Oh no, I need another one because of nicotine. It's like you just keep smoking because now you're hooked, and it has nothing to do with the reasons you started. And it's not harmless, as it seems, not at all. It causes all kinds of health problems and mental problems, physical, mental. Do everything you could to avoid it to your generation. I wish that your generation was the one that just ended it altogether, but that'll never happen.
Would you say that from the beginning of when you started smoking to the end, that you gradually smoked more and more a day?
Well, when I started, I couldn't hardly afford more than a pack a day, even though back in the 70s they were only about 70 cents a pack, something like that. But when I quit, they were about $5 a pack, and I was smoking 2 packs a day. So yeah, I'd say over time I probably increased